Hello. So I am back with the weekly update of how my progress is going towards becoming a natural pro bodybuilder. Going to go over the usual and a few new extra stuff: training, nutrition, cardio, progress, comparisons, as in compared to where I was last year or something along those lines. Planned shows, and I'll go through some of the comments that I got on my recent videos, but and even some old ones because I feel like I might as well just clear it up if anything comes up that's interesting. So if you ever want me to answer any of your questions, you can just leave it in the comments and I'll use this videos like this as a way to respond to them as opposed to responding in the comments. That way we can sort of have a discussion about it. Anyway, first things first, training is going great. I'm basically doing the exact same thing. 2 sessions a day. If you watch my shorts, you'll see I upload shorts every day, by the way. I do cardio and some sort of abs or calves in the morning, and then in the evening I'll do one body part. Today I did abs and shoulders, and then the glutes in the evening. I just came back from it, and honestly, I'm starting to feel like these Tuesday sessions. So I do the same thing every single day in terms of rotation wise. I'll just go back to the start of the week when the week starts. I feel like Tuesdays are actually a bit low in terms of intensity, and I can actually use that as a rest day, as opposed not a rest day, but think of it as active rest while still trying to push hard in that session, rather than um, seeing it as like a full session. Because as well, I only do 2 exercises, which some days as well on quads I also do 2 exercises. However, those feel a lot more taxing and um, I guess not even effective, because effective would be incorrect. Because this session did feel effective today. It's just that it's hard to you can't really I feel like it's hard to compare. So I did adductors and hip thrust, and I feel like it's hard to compare that to leg extensions and hack squats. Anyway, long story short, training is the same, going great. Fatigue wise, not really feeling anything. I'm actually feeling better this week as opposed to last week because I've increased my speed on the step mill, the stairmaster, so it feels a lot harder, but I'm coping with it. And what I started doing now is taking pre-workout before the cardio sessions so that I can. Honestly, it feels like a placebo, but it's working, and now I don't want to undo it because what if I have a terrible session of cardio because I decided not to take pre-workout? So I'm just gonna keep doing it. I keep my doses pretty stable, 1 or 2 scoops depending on how tired I'm feeling beforehand. But yeah, so far so good. In terms of nutrition, everything is exactly the same. Usually for this time of year, it was my wife's birthday recently. I go off track with my diet and stuff, but we went out to eat and I had literally kimchi and edamame beans. So I stayed on track. I had that as my that might have been 300 calories. I don't really know how much over that would have put me, but I had the exact same meals throughout the day. No birthday cake, no nothing. And honestly, I'm pretty proud of myself because that would have taken me out last year. Anyway, um, cardio, yeah, all the same. So what I've been doing recently is so last week I one of these days, let's see. Yeah, so last week, right over here, I weighed in zero point 0.1 kg heavier than usual. So I did 15 minutes more of cardio afterwards just to give myself an extra push to see if I can get my weight back down the following day. And I think I might start doing that going forward if I feel like. And the thing is, it's not because I've eaten anything bad or anything wrong has happened, but just to help me feel like I'm not going backwards. What I'll do is if I ever go up in weight as opposed to staying the same or down, the day that I'm up in weight, I'll do some cardio in the evening as well as the regular morning session, and it'll just be 15 minutes of elliptical or something like that. I technically should have done it here too, but I was really happy that I dropped down from 104 to 103. So I just kind of took it as a win. But I think as I get closer to the high 90s and basically as I get lower in body weight, that strategy will probably be something that I have to implement going forward. This is a podcast I'm watching right now. Okay. Yeah, so progress is good. Let's go on to actually I'll show you what my spreadsheet is looking like as well. So this is it's the spreadsheet that I have for my weight at the moment. And if you see, as you can see, the target, I'm a bit off target. And that's mainly because of New Year's. So I was actually doing pretty good going towards I was trending in the right direction. But then, Christmas came around and you kind of, you spend time with family, see friends that you haven't seen in a long time. So I basically use that as a window to indulge myself and think of it as a way to relax before locking in. And you can see basically as soon as New Year started, I got back on track. I was trending well. I like to put notes and expectations for myself on this side, just to let myself know what's going on and what to expect at a certain time. So for this, I put that my lowest during the week was 104, mainly because that's the when I was during this week, my lowest that week was 104.5, and that was at the end of the week, and it made me feel like I was making really good progress. So just to kind of let me know that I haven't been far off track, and that I'm actually still making positive progress. I put that as a basically just a note to self. And I think since I'm coaching myself, it's a positive reminder as well. Okay, so this week we're starting to trend in the right direction. I'm assuming by the end of this week, I'll at least average high 102s or low 103s, which is perfect and puts me further ahead than what my trend is, and okay, it gets me a bit closer to what I should be doing. So what I did is I made like a formula to reduce this by 0.9 per week, and that would basically let me know if I'm on track for the to get to the goal I want. So this is when, yeah, the show's here. So the idea is if I do peak week correctly, then I'll be like around 91 on stage, just to like reboost my when I put my calories, my cardio, well, not cardio, not calories, my actually, yeah, carbs, I guess. Yeah, carbs are calories. Yeah. So when I put my carbs back up, I'll be around 91. But I should be around 89 at the start of peak week. However, I'm not trending in that direction at the moment, but there's still a long way to go. It's still about 13 weeks. And I'm hoping if I can get to, so the idea is now, if I get to 22nd of February and I can get to at least 100 kg, then I know I'm not too far off and I'm still somewhere within scope. This is peak week, and then this is basically show week, and it should be interesting. Speaking of which, so I guess I'll talk about planned shows before comparison because when I'm kind of in the flow of it. So with the planned shows, right? Initially, I wanted to do I'm still going to do the Naturals PCA shows on the 18th. But I messaged them thinking that maybe I have to place really highly to get to some sort of, well, to basically qualify for the natural show that they have, the natural pro qualifying show that they have at the end of the year, which is the 28th of September. And so I messaged them on Instagram and they were like, oh, anyone that the judges feel like they qualify, basically just the eye test. If you look good, they'll let you qualify for the show that qualifies you pro or pro card. So you don't even have to place high. You just have to show up. It feels like, which is a bit less pressure, but I kind of wanted the pressure to feel like I should place top two at least. Um, but I'm still gonna put 100%, and then hopefully I win the show either way. And also after that, I started looking at other shows as well, in case just to see if other companies do pro qualifying shows. There's a federation called Two Bros Pros, and they're doing a qualifier. But I asked them if it's like a proper pro qualifier, and they haven't got back to me. But hopefully they might have a show I can enter too. And the thing is, it's on the same weekend as the other show in September. So the Two Bros Pros one's on Friday, and then the PCA show is on Sunday. So I can actually just like basically do both shows and maybe come out with two big wins in one weekend. All right, that's it for planned shows. Nothing else new has come up. I might look for other federations again, but if the timing is right, sort of thing. And I don't really because there's no payment for this or anything, so I don't really want to do too many shows where I could be enjoying life. All right, comparisons. So what I've done is I've made this graph bigger. I spent way more time than necessary to get this up. So what I've done is this is my prep from last year. This is how it looked, and I've basically lined up the timeline so that it will show this year, last year at the same time. So I'll be filling it out as the weeks go by. Before that, actually, so I tried a different angle this week for the check-in, and I did the other side of this door. The issue is, first of all, the cameras are at a different distance, which I didn't consider when taking a picture. But also, if you see here, the light is only on this side. So this side is dark and you can't see anything. I was thinking about getting a floodlight or something to illuminate the rest of the room, because I want to see obviously my legs over here, right? And I was thinking I could just do that same thing on the inside. So I think I'm going to go back to taking pictures like this, mainly because I've sort of have a setup that's consistent, and it's easy to compare between this year and last year as well, since I will be in the exact same room, same spot. So yeah, I'm going to go full circle and come back to this. Anyway, comparison wise, I definitely look a lot more leaner this year. And do you know what's interesting? So through these two pictures, right, I was getting a bit concerned because I couldn't really see my bicep vein. So I thought maybe my biceps are smaller, because over here, like, it was quite prominent. So I was thinking like maybe I'm, even though I'm bigger or look better and leaner, maybe my biceps are shrunk. But luckily, the bicep vein has made a return for one reason or another. I'm going to assume it's because I'm leaner, but it's just strange that it was so prominent here and then it didn't really show up here. But yeah, as you can see, the abs are looking a lot more leaner. You can see a little bit more feathering from the side here, and I think actually back is looking good as always. This day I must have had like an insane session beforehand or something, because as in the day beforehand, because the veins are crazy that you can't really see here. But I'm not sure if it's lighting or not, but it's still pretty cool. But what I was talking about with the abs is that you can really see the obliques lines coming in, which you can't really see here. And it's more than just lighting. You can actually see that there's definition being poured into it. So I'm very happy with the progress from week to week. And legs still look good. Calves are garbage as always, but what can you do about that? Okay, so what I want to do was basically what I'll be doing is doing 4-week comparisons. And I thought I'd show you what I look like, because I actually surprised myself with the jump from here to here and then here to here. So here you can really see by week 8, my abs are, my stomach's a lot more like basically shrunken in, and that's purely just from eating less. And I don't think I even started training abs here either. Maybe I did. No, I don't think I did. Maybe I started training abs around here, because at that point I just thought I should definitely do something about this, even though my coach didn't really mind. So yeah, so this was 8 weeks in. Back was pretty good as well by now. It's a lot more different from here as well. So I think like by week 4, I was still basically doing looking like a rookie, I would say. I guess rookie is a weird way to say it. Still looking like I just train for fun as opposed to someone who's competing. But then week 8 is where it starts to look like I'm actually trying to do something. And even from the side as well, you can see the definition came in, and this picture is a lot more similar to the side pictures that I have nowadays. Even though my posture is still not as good as, it's better, but it's still not as good as what it is right now. I'm not as full, but my triceps are a lot more. It's so cool that I can actually compare my week 3 to what my week 8 looks like, because it just means I've jumped so far ahead, like leaps and bounds above where I was. And yeah, I'm impressed with that myself. Hopefully you are too. But anyway, I think over time it'll be cool to fill these slots in, and then I'll be able to compare last year to this year and show my final progress. Anyway, I thought this would be, so I actually don't have other pictures of this, because this is a video I took a screenshot of and the other poses didn't really match up. But this is what I looked in week 12. Like week 12, I think I was definitely serious. The quads were in. Calves even look like they might be there. Super, like really good separation and everything. Feathering, slight feathering in the delts. But I think I actually started to look really shrunken here as opposed to detailed, if that makes sense. I would prefer to have more muscle definition at this point and not just look like someone that was smaller. And I think here I must have been around like 99 or something like that. I can't remember, but I'll try to get a reminder for next week. But yeah, I'll super light. But this time around, but what I'll do is I'll take the same picture and the same pose and see if there's a remarkable difference between here and there. All right, so this is the peak week picture. And so this is like I'm not posing or anything. This is just me trying to be. This is me using the same stature as these pictures here. Just trying to be as upright as possible and kind of present the whole package. And basically, no pun intended. And basically, the idea is that like with this sort of picture, I had to. Oh, I also shaved everything because obviously it's peak week. I had to take this to show my coach what my skin condition looked like because that will basically tell him if I look kind of grainy or not, and if I and how my diet needs to be for the peak week. So yeah, I had to take these. It looked like someone abducted me, and then they just like put me in a room to take pictures. But yeah, the back was looking really good, not tensing, just trying to be upright as possible. Hamstrings were kind of, but we'll see. Glutes were terrible, but hopefully this time around they're a lot better. And side, I think actually side is pretty cool, but here you can see like this is basically where I hold all my fat in my glutes. Um, but still physique wise, like chest is looking a bit flat. I don't have the lines that I do now, which is kind of crazy in my obliques. And this is just what it comes. This is what happens when you actually work abs, as opposed to you leaving it to last minute. And yeah, same here. It's pretty much just the exact same pose. But yeah, that is the comparison. So yeah, over the weeks, I'll be able to line up this year and last year and see the markable difference. All right, let's go to comments. All right, so obviously just some very nice people leaving nice emojis for me. Don't forget you want to famous. I don't even know this guy, but hopefully he knows I definitely won't forget him. This guy hopes that pops off. Hope me too, bro. You and me both. I hope I can look back at this. If anybody remembers Chris Jones, what was his Physiques of Greatness? That was his YouTube channel. That guy was basically who I used to watch when I was younger. And when I used to watch his old videos, like I didn't even know that he was gonna pop off as much as he did. And it's so cool to see where he started because he would basically show videos of him when he was. I'm gonna be 29 soon. He would show videos of him when he was 29, and he's basically doing what I was doing, which is like trying to be a coach, trying to be in good shape and be a good role model. And even though I don't really want to be like him, but I want the sort of trajectory that his career had, which is quite cool, in my opinion. Um, this is a very nice compliment. Yeah, I hope that went too. What's your height? Great results, bro. So everybody always asks me. Well, I say everybody. When I started making TikToks and stuff like that, people always used to ask me what my height was, and I guess because I think it's because my arm, my wingspan is actually quite wide, if you can see here. But my wingspan is quite wide, but I'm only 5'8", like 175 centimeters. Another thing about that as well, the shows that I mentioned, there's no weight cap, luckily. So I'm going to be and I'm in the short category. So I'm going to be probably one of the tallest people in the category and most likely the biggest, just for my general size. Right now I'm 100 kg. Well, I say 102 kg, and I'm going to be 89 on stage, but it'll be 89 with very low body fat. And most people would have to like bulk up to compete at that weight where I'm literally having to shrink down. So yeah, it's going to be super interesting, but my height is 5'8", and yeah, hopefully I answered your question. Actually, let me just answer just in case you didn't watch the video. Yeah, these are just random videos or comments from shorts. All right, that is everything. Yeah, I think comments was 7th. Yeah, if you have any questions about anything, my training, how everything is going, feel free to drop it in the comment section below. And yeah, 13 weeks out. Bye.